Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Too Personal, the show where I tell you things because I don't mind you guys knowing, but I absolutely don't really want to tell the rest of the internet. Do you know what I mean? Like, I trust you guys. We have a nice relationship. You guys get me. Whereas these kinds of things, I just don't want to hear the rest of the internet's input. Do you know what I mean? Because I just don't have the patience. This is our thing. The Too Personal, our thing. So a lot has happened since the last time we spoke. And one or two maybe like controversial-ish things that I know that people are going to be slightly worried about, but if we could just refrain from commenting straight away and allow me to explain myself, that would be absolutely amazing. I'm also going to do what I always do and try to calm down, because I have a really bad habit of just going in like a bull in a china shop and not slowing down, which is normally fine for my regular everyday life, but not when I'm trying to have like a long form conversation with you guys. So firstly, I hope you're okay, I hope you're safe, I hope you're well, and I hope you're taking the precautions that you should do to stay safe and healthy. But also, I hope you're looking after your mind, because these are trying times, and whether we realize it or not, we're probably all very stressed. So yes, I am doing my best. So first thing I want to explain, which I know I'm going to get questions about, is where am I? I'm currently in my new place in London. So that's a controversial point. Now bear in mind, I am aware that London is maybe not the best place you want to be in a pandemic. But I haven't left my house apart from to go for a walk, and I haven't even been going for walks every day because I have a garden. So I can go sit in the garden and chill out in the garden if I want some sunshine but don't want to go risk. Because like I can see from my room the street, and do you know what? There's never really that many people on it. I won't lie to you. Like, it's pretty darn quiet. I'm in quite a residential area of London. And so far I've been absolutely taken aback by how seriously people are taking it. So thank God. So I've only went on like 3 walks because I've only been here a week. So far so good. I don't really feel like I'm missing out though. Like, I've got like nice big windows here, which if you've followed me on the internet, you will have seen me post photographs of my room and stuff. But I will be doing a video on that. So I know that people are going to be annoyed that I moved to an epicenter in the middle of a pandemic, and I'm very, very aware. But like I said, I'm not leaving the house unless I have to. So you're probably wondering, how am I doing my groceries? So unlike other countries that I've seen, like that have somehow managed to maintain grocery delivery through websites, like ours is basically shut down. Like, you can't get your groceries delivered. But luckily enough, you can kind of get your groceries delivered because we have apps like Deliveroo and Uber Eats and other websites which have like a grocery section. A lot of grocery shops have now like jumped onto these apps, so like smaller ones. So you can actually get your groceries, which I couldn't do before I moved to London again. So now I don't actually have to go into confined spaces with strangers, which is, I honestly can't even explain like the pressure that's lifted, because I really, even when I was living in Hartford, like I hated that pressure of like going into like a big massive Tesco. As amazing as it was to be able to go get all the things you needed, you just left there feeling like, God, I literally just could have been exposed to that, and I just don't want to. So yeah, no more shopping. I haven't been anywhere that isn't like my house or like a park in the week. So thank God. So I do feel safer in that regard. I know a lot of people are probably like, why did you even move out? And I did explain on my live chat, and people were very understanding, so thank you so much. I'll try and briefly explain it now, because it was serious and I was trying to ignore it and stuff, and I did try doing some therapy around it, some EMDR, which is like a weird form of trauma therapy. I don't know, I was told to do it because when I used to do my really, really heavy drinking and I would go missing for days or whatever, Kat and Rick, my manager Rick and his wife Kat, would let me stay. They would take me into their home to like sober me up from time to time, because I was an absolute mess. So like the amount of times that like I was in their house in my darkest days, like I lived with them as well for a period of time, for about, I'd easily say a year I lived with them. I was doing a lot of heavy drinking. Like, God only knows how they put up with me. I have no idea. They're saints. They're absolute saints. So they put up with me being an alcoholic, and like I was really good at hiding it, like 90% of the time. Obviously that wasn't all the time, but I had a lot of dark times in their house, and their house is lovely, by the way. It's not their house, it's where I was mentally when I lived there. So little things that should be normal weren't normal to me whenever I moved back in there for 2 and a bit weeks, which like is bizarre. So like say for example their bathtub looks like a bathtub, is a bathtub. But to me it started setting off these reminders of like memories that I'd like really like buried deep down. So like I would see it and then I get flashbacks to being like hungover from like 3 days worth of drinking, to sit in the tub and just be completely broken, and like maybe like having the cold sweats and just trying to like shower off like the shame, like too hungover to even stand up because it's like a bath shower, so like too hungover to stand up in the shower, so I'd like literally sit there just exist in this tub just because like I didn't even have the energy to like shower myself properly. So that's only one example, there's a lot of examples, and it started to like weigh on me, and I did try to do like EMDR, which had started to help, but you can't do that with like every memory you get somewhere. So it was, I hate using the word, it was triggering me. I hate the word triggered, but like when it's actually applicable, like I actually have to use it. So I was being triggered by things, and it was starting to weigh on me. And you know, with the way that the world was, like I stopped being able to just like deal with things that wouldn't normally maybe hit me as bad. Like I obviously stay with Kat and Rick from time to time when I was over for my working weeks. But then again, like I was getting up at 5:30 in the morning to go to the gym, and then coming home 8 o'clock at night, eating and going to bed. You know, like I never really actually had to like see the memories that I had there. So it wasn't until that, and like yeah, so I just needed to, because I had my place here, I was paying rent here. I just, like my therapist even said to me, he's like, why do you have to wait for everything to come crumbling around you before you do something about it? Because he just asked the question, he wasn't even saying anything, he was just like, because I was like, I'll just stay there until like I break, and he's like, I think that's why I annoy him sometimes. But yes, so I just packed up and went to London. I also, so this is like a personal life one, but this is me just explaining that like in my life I'm quite, when my life's plain sailing, I can handle one stressful thing in my life. I'm actually like, I'm fine. And one of my like little stressful things was dear God, this is just so sad. Like I was dating this guy. I say dating, even though we've known each other for like almost 4 years, maybe like definitely over 3 years. We dated for like 10 months. I told you guys in a previous Too Personal, he like ghosted me when I got back from America, yada yada. Then I moved back to Ireland, and like everything was fine. I got over him, and then he started messaging me again, and then we tried again. And then 6 months into it, which was recently, last Saturday or like last Friday, whatever, I don't know what the date was. I basically was like, do you know what, I'm just gonna ask this question, because like when else is a better time to get over somebody than whenever you're forced to be alone with yourself? So I asked him the whole like, what are we? And he was like, I just like what we are. So yeah, I ended up cutting that out of my life, because I was like, do you know what, I don't have time to be giving myself like emotionally to somebody who doesn't want a relationship with me, because like it doesn't stand with the affirmations that I'm trying to give myself on a daily basis. Like I try and obviously tell myself I'm amazing, I'm the best thing ever, like life's good, I'm great, you know, all these little pep talks. Like I was talking the talk and not walking the walk, because I was with somebody who didn't want to be in a relationship with me, but wanted everything that a relationship was. Like we were exclusive, we weren't seeing other people, we were only seeing each other. Like I hung out with his parents, we traveled together, all this kind of stuff, like all of that. Then for it to be, you want all of that but you don't want a relationship, whatever. So I cut it out, and I actually feel really good for it, surprisingly. So surprising. I really thought I was gonna be a mess, because I was a mess when it all ended the first time. But this time, because it was like I came to the realization that like this wasn't working, I feel better. I definitely feel better. So on this lockdown, like me and Megan have been like bonding over like learning to love ourselves and doing nice things for ourselves without distracting ourselves with other people. So it's been very, very nice. It's been like, I don't know what I expected, but I've written a few poems, I've written a few songs. We're good. I have to say, like, since moving, like, my mental health has been really, really good. Just little things like waking up. So I sleep with an eye mask, as you do. I sleep with an eye mask because I don't want to like cover my nice windows. So I get to wake up with the sun in the mornings now, which is really, really nice. I get a lot of sunlight. I don't feel down. I feel happy. There's a lot of space. The room's basically recently been done up. They put new carpet and they painted it. So it's been nice in my free time to like have like a little project, which has been like to decorate the room. It's so funny. I'm still the same type of person. Like everything has to have a place. And for some reason, I don't really personalize my spaces. Like, you could come into this room now and you wouldn't know if it was a girl or a guy who even loves you. Like, everything is away and put away, and I don't know why my brain is like that, but so over like the next couple weeks, I'm just going to continue to decorate and maybe put up some more fake plants. I know I could have real plants, I get this, but also they don't stress me out. But I might get a big real plant to put beside this side of the bed or something. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Plants, plant me up. I can't have any plants on that side of the room because there's no sunlight. So yeah. But it's been really, really nice. My housemates are absolutely lovely. Like, genuinely some of the nicest people ever. And yeah, I've found myself now. I've landed myself in a place where I feel really good. I feel really happy and content in myself and in my surroundings. And I'm gonna jump now into what was stressing me out for the last week. So if you have been watching my little lens stories here or checking my posts, my computer died. Turns out it was just the backlight, so my computer's away now. It's gotten fixed. They did try and charge me like £500. Apple, that is. They wouldn't admit that they even knew what it was, even though when I spoke to this other company, they were like, 2016 Mac, it's not opening up. Like the screen's not working. Okay, open it to 30 degrees and can you see the screen? And I could. That was the first thing he made me do on the phone. And I told him that they were going to try and charge me £500. And he was disgusted. So it's like, okay, that's horrible. So I got them to come and get it. They picked it up. Contactless pickup. I left. They called me when they were outside. I left it on the doorstep. They came and got it. All good. So my laptop's off getting fixed. I currently have this bad boy, which is my parents' laptop, which they never used but had to get. So it's not the best because I had to wipe the whole thing, and then at one point I turned it into a glorified paperweight, and then I had to reinstall the operating system and everything. It was a lot of hard work. Anyway, it's up and running now. Finally managed to get Premiere Pro to download, which took a whole day, not even for the download, just for my computer to recognize that it was trying to download something. I don't know, it's an old computer, but that's what I'll be using to like edit my videos from now on. I got a lot of videos to make. I want to up the content because the house is quiet enough. I've got my camera, I've got everything here, so there's no real excuses for me not to be filming stuff. There is a music video coming soon though. There is. Anyway. But other content that I can film from my house, because I can only go to the studio once a month. That was kind of a consequence of me moving in here. But I had to, because my mental health. I sound like such a baby when I say things like that, but I have to be aware of it. Because the world we're living in right now is scary enough without my brain playing with me. Right, so I'm going to jump into some questions because I feel like I've covered all of the things. Laptop, London, dumping a guy. I wasn't even it, whatever. So I've got the questions that you guys sent over. If my computer wants to open them. Let me just download them. Will that even work? The Wi-Fi, by the way, upstairs, not the one. Absolutely not the one. It barely doesn't reach upstairs. So I've gone and got another dongle. Never thought I'd do that twice, but here we are. For some reason though, dongles, like running it on 4G, you'd think would be the slower option, but every time I've used my dongle, even in hotels that have claimed to have super fast Wi-Fi, the dongles still beat it. So yeah, if you're somebody who's out there who needs super fast Wi-Fi, try getting a freaking dongle. By the way, I'm just opening this folder. Okay. We got a few questions in. Okay, there we go. Command A, Command O. Also, before we come at me for having a Mac, it's just the way it is. I don't think I could handle a PC. Someday maybe, but for now, no. Bear with me. Okay, here we go. Scree beep beep full screen. Also, I was making my bed because I am actually the type of person nowadays that makes their bed. I mean, I have been for a few years, but I smacked it on that wall because I was, the bed's like against the sun. Whew, it hurt, man. It hurt. Okay. This is gonna take a second. I want to load them all up. Okay, we got it. Okay, Ryan, first in here. Do you want to get full sleeve tattoos? So by my understanding of tattoos, right, which isn't that great, surprisingly, considering people think I do know my stuff, I don't. There's a story behind it. We'll get there eventually. But this arm in particular, I'm chill with it looking like a kid has just placed loads of stickers on it and is calling it art. I don't know. So this arm, I kind of do whatever I want with it, and that's why I've got so many tattoos on this arm. I do have one planned for here. I'm currently living with it. It's like my desktop. I look at it every day, and if by the end of this quarantine I can still like the photograph, then I will absolutely get it tattooed on because I love it. It's this image of two skeletons sharing this poison, and it's called Share Your Problems, and I think I wanted it to symbolize, me opening up about everything that I'm about to open up with. And I thought it was, I really like the artist, and I really like the drawing, and I really like that symbolism of like sharing your problems. So yeah, but as for sleeves, I'm pretty sure for like to be a sleeve, if I'm wrong, like you'd have to like shade. So I'd have to get all the pieces that I've got going on and then shade them all in, which I won't be doing. It's like, I don't mind this like child aesthetic of like putting them wherever I want to put them. So I suppose like some people might classify it as a sleeve. But I don't think it technically is. You can call me out in the comments, but like that's the plan. I don't intend to shade. I just intend to put my tattoos wherever I want. If you could be a lead role in a film, which film and why? I can't remember the woman's name now. The woman who directed Lady Bird and Little Women. That woman. I would love to do one of her films. I love her taste. Basically, I would take anything that Saoirse Ronan's already been in, because that girl has the best taste in scripts. Like, I've not watched a film that girl's in that isn't, and I should say woman, she is a woman. I haven't seen anything that I haven't loved by her. I think her taste, of scripts is phenomenal. So I would, if Saoirse Ronan ever gets ill or something and can't fulfill one of the roles that she's already doing, call me. I don't know. So anything that she's done, I would absolutely do. Thank you, Gavin. Volker, you recently shared that you created multiple song versions of your professional songs. What are your plans with regards to releasing them? Brilliant idea, by the way. Thank you, Volker. I have toyed with the idea of like doing like a confessional bee. Like the songs are still really good, but like they didn't fit with the flow of the record. Who knows? Who knows? Like, it's nice to know that I have a backup of songs, a little catalogue of tracks that haven't been released and currently right now won't be released. But I've talked about it before, about potentially doing like a B album. who knows? Like, I'm not ruling it out, is what I'm saying. It could be a thing. So we'll see. Dude, the car's going past so slow. Sorry. Let's see. Connor says, "Are you gonna be as amazing as you are? Have you thought about getting any plants now that you have a window? And how's your heart doing after the recent shenanigans?" I hope you're well, buddy, and I'm immensely proud of you. I'm proud of you too. Plants, I do intend, like I said, collect some random fake plants. I might get a real one for this side of the bed because I know for surezies it's beside the window, and I want to get the same plant I had 2 houses ago. If you remember, whenever I announced to everybody I was a plant mom, I might get one of those because they were like really hard to kill. What else is there? How can I be as amazing as you are? Oh yeah. You just gotta be me. I don't know how to answer that question, but I appreciate the sentiment. How's your heart doing after all the recent shenanigans? Do you know what? Like I said, I honestly thought I would have hurt more. I think what hurt was that I allowed somebody to like devalue my worth for so long. Because it was so easy to float along in the non-relationship, but obviously like kind of a relationship thing. It was so easy to float along in that when we were seeing each other a lot. I think what my breaking point was like, you know, this whole lockdown was happening. I was seeing like, I was talking to all my friends were talking to me, everybody was reaching out, we were chatting, you know, most of my exes are now my mates. And it's not in any way like, there's no miscommunication. They know that I only like them as mates. They come to me for their issues or whatever's going on in their life because we have already established an emotional dialogue. But they know the line. They know that they're just my mates and that's it. So fair enough, but like, I think what sucked was like, I think having all these guys that like I used to date or just guy friends. I even had a guy who is recently engaged who I dated for a little bit, and he's like, "Here, just wanted to check and see if you're okay, because I know that this might remind you of your drinking days because you're going to be stuck inside, and I know how much that bothers you." And then they messaged after that because I didn't get back straight away because it's me, and they were like, "Hey, I just want to make sure that you know that this isn't me trying to come on to you or anything. I'm happily engaged. My missus has a baby on the way." And I was like, here is a guy who I think I only dated him for like 2 months. Here's a guy who's literally openly come over, reached out and just been like, "Are you okay? I know that this is a stressful time." Whereas the guy I was dating was just like no emotional communication during this period of time whatsoever. It was a very like a one-way street by the end of it. Because I was like, I don't even want to talk about my problems at this point. So like, that's not a good sign either. Like, if you're not, because whatever partnership thing we were in, like, we still had an emotional dialogue, and for that to like disintegrate was like not a good sign. But also that's just kind of weirdly enough being taken for granted emotionally for somebody to like not want a relationship with you but still want you to be there for their feelings and all that kind of stuff. So I got to the point where I was like, no, I just don't have this in me anymore. I want to be open emotionally with the person that actually sees a future with me, because right now this is weird. And the more, because I went into the conversation with an open mind, like I just wanted to establish what we were. And then whenever their responses were like so bad that I was like, oh, you've actually like made that now a thing that I really, really don't want because your back's up. And that's not okay. It's not the kind of thing I want. So their justifications I don't think were valid for not wanting to be in a relationship. They didn't give me any good reasons. And they even admitted that it's like, could be a them issue. And I'm like, could be. It's absolutely a you issue, because if you know me, you know I'm a commitment phobe at the best of times. But like, if you're seeing somebody for basically almost 2 years, you know, you kind of got to bite the bullet eventually. So it's not like I felt like we were wasting our time, but like you kind of do then feel like you're wasting your time because you're giving so much to somebody who, yeah, doesn't see a future with you, and I just didn't think it was fair. So bless me, Megan. I FaceTimed her as I was typing out these messages to him. So thank God I've got lovely mates. Do you know what I mean? And lovely people like yourselves that like Well, listen to me talk nonsense, basically. That's enough on that boy. He does not deserve enough of my precious, precious air right now. I'm gonna say Weasley, even though it's Wesley. Weasley. What is a lie you tell yourself that is holding you back from topping the charts? What is a lie I tell myself? Well, I know I don't get to the top of the charts for reasons that aren't my own fault. I don't think my music's that bad that it couldn't be in the charts. Do you know what I mean? So I think the lie is the operative word in this. So I'd say that the lie, if I was having a bad day, I would tell myself that the reason why I'm not doing well is because I'm not good enough. Do you know what I mean? I think that's, like, from the way this is worded, I feel like I'm answering this correctly. So the lie I would tell myself is, yeah, then I'm not good enough. Because I know I'm good enough. I know that my music is good enough. And I feel like I get that because, like, anytime, especially at home, whenever Northern Irish radios and stuff play my music, they're like, why isn't this being played on English radio? Like, what is going on? And I'm like, I don't know. And they don't have to say those things, and it always happens every single time. They're like, this is a really good song. Like, I don't understand why this isn't being picked up. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. So that's my lie. Because I know it. I know in my heart of hearts that I'm good enough. So, words you thought you'd never hear coming out of my self-deprecating mouth. If you could go pick any place in the world to be on lockdown, where would you choose and why? Good question. Lockdown. I would love to be... Ooh. Oh, it's a tough one. I think if there's some way of, like, being by a lake or something that you could, like, swim in and the country be warm. So what I'm picturing, right, I don't know if this is a specific country, but if it's real. So warm climate, lake, house by the lake that you can swim in, so that you can, like, go, and, like, forests and stuff. So you can go in the forest, you can go in the lake, you can be in wherever that is. I don't know where it is, but I've definitely seen photographs of this place. Maybe it's a fake place, but that's the kind of place I want to be. Or, like, Hawaii, do you know what I mean? Like, hotel overlooking the ocean. That'd be sick. When you leave home, does Bean have a temper tantrum? What does he do after seeing you again when you get back? So Beanie's fine when I leave. Because he doesn't see me because I'm gone. So he's only a dog. He's not like, where's my mum? Because my mum is, like, obsessed with Bean. It's Easter Sunday today, and she's literally bought the dog an Easter egg. She loves that dog more than life itself. So I couldn't be leaving him with a better person because she dotes over him. So I'm happy that he's with my mummy. And my dad, because my brother was like, are you going to take the dog back to England? And before I could even get the words out of my mouth, he's like, you can't take the dog back to England. What would Dad do? Dad would lose it. Because my dad, literally the first thing my dad does when he comes home from work, or from shooting, or from wherever he was, he comes in and he goes straight for the dog. Not to my mum or to my brothers, but to the dog. He just goes over and he says hello, and, like, every morning is the same. My mum lies on in bed, my dad gets up early, my dog gets up with my dad to eat some of his breakfast and get fed, and then he goes back upstairs to go sleep with my mum. So the dog really, really seems to have, like, a lovely place in my family, and I would just, why am I getting emotional? I would just feel really sad about taking him to London, because then if I go to work, then the wee bugger's going to be, like, on his own or with a dog sitter. And I know his dog sitter's lovely. She is, the one I had over in London, but it's not the same. Whereas, like, my mum is retired. She gets to spend all day with the wee... Oh, I love him so much. I hate him. She gets to spend all day with him. My dad comes back. He gets to spend the evenings with him. My nieces adore him. And it just feels... And he, like, gets to run around the Irish countryside. I feel like as much as I would love to have him here to squish his little face, that's just so unfair. Because it's like, oh yeah, here, come over to London where we can go out once a day, and I don't know, it makes me sad. Like, maybe, you know, hopefully in a few years this is me aiming really high, in a few years I'll be able to buy my own place. And then I can have him over here. But until then, it just seems really unfair. Okay. I'm such a baby these days. Why did I cry at everything? Why have I screenshotted that twice? Boop, boop. Oh, but about Beanie, he's temper tantrums when I get back. So if I was to fly home tomorrow, he will start doing really, really petty things. Like, he is basically house trained. Like, he might have 1 or 2 accidents if you forget to let him out, but for 95% of the time, he's fine. The minute I get home, he's all excited to see me, obviously, but then he'll do just be silly things, like, on purpose, absolutely on purpose. Like, he'll go take a dump in my room. And it's like, my mom's like, he doesn't do this. That's not normal behavior for him. He's doing this, like, he doesn't do it. So that's what he does. That's his temper tantrum. He'll take poos in my room. Or like, he peed on the bed the other day whenever I got home from a trip. And it's like, it really is him just being like, I'm upset with you, I think. Otherwise, I don't know why he's just doing it whenever he sees me. Something about a pet nickname there, from Rob again. I used to have an uncle, unfortunately he passed away, but he used to call me Harry. As a kid, Harry was my nickname. So, make of that as you will. It obviously used to rile 5-year-old me up, because I'm like, I'm a girl, I'm not a boy, I can't be called Harry. So, yeah. Celebrity crushes, past or present. Is it Florence Pugh? Is her name Florence? The girl in Little Woman, and she's also in Midsummer, is my ultimate crush. Her and Chloe Grace Moretz. Oh my god! Oh my god! Love them. As for guys, what are we saying? Jason Momoa, obviously. And just, oh god, who's his name? Anyway, we get the vibe, Viking man, blah blah blah. Okay, here's one from Mary. Hey girl, hope you're well. I am, thank you very much. I'm curious, do you collect anything, vintage or antique or otherwise? No, I kind of briefly explained in my, especially, so like a good example is my room. So there's no personal items here. I don't have photographs of things. I don't have anything that would show you that I am a person with a life and a backstory. And I think it's because my brain's a mess, so I like to keep my environment pretty much sterile. So I don't collect anything. Do you listen to, like, I used to listen to Metallica. I will still occasionally put them on. I do like them. The Owl from Creatures of the Night ever produced as a print phone case, lol. I'd love to have it on a phone case with your owl in it. I actually haven't. I did look at making phone cases once, but because there's so many variants of phone, the markup was too expensive, and I didn't want to be there charging people like 40 quid for a phone case. Do you know what I mean? So unfortunately, it's just like it's not possible for me at the minute, but maybe someday. Okay. Do you know the Muffin Man? Also, what is the answer to life, the universe, and everything? That's a very good question. I honestly, it's so cheesy. I think it all comes down to love and community. Make of that as you will. But I feel like, for example, what we're going through right now, the world feels really weird and really scary, but what it shows us is that we're capable of working together and working together as a community. The amount of people who are now talking to their neighbours who never knew who their neighbours were, people pulling together, asking each other over a fence, do you want anything from the shop? Can I help you? Some stranger that I live beside, can I help you in any way? And I really think that brings home this community element, like people joining the NHS support teams to like help people in their neighborhood. All of that kind of stuff is incredibly beautiful, and I don't think we can sleep on how important that is. And it really, really comes down to that love thy neighbor, and that is a quote to me that is really, really important. Because what I learned from treating myself like crap for so many years is like, that quote is love thy neighbor as you love yourself. I think, it's paraphrasing obviously, but that was the moral of the quote, was really love, treat other people the way you want to be treated. And I realised I was treating myself like crap. So whether or not I liked it, I was also treating other people like crap, because that's how I was treating myself. Whereas when we love ourselves, we can also love our neighbours. And the situation we're in, you know, we're trying to help other people and we're trying to help ourselves. And the two go hand in hand. Like, to raise your self-esteem, the easiest way to raise your self-esteem is to do esteemable actions. So some people are going to leave this crisis with better self-esteem because they were helping people out, because that act of helping someone raises your own self-worth, because you realize that you did something good. So, but I just think it's beautiful, and I think, yeah, that's what I'm really, really taking away from it. But yeah, what the word means to me, meaning of life, I think really, really is that love of community and helping others. Don't know. There's probably something more to it. But I also have that weird belief that we die when we unlock the meaning of life. This is literally something I've carried since I was a tot. That I always believed that people died whenever they figured it out. What it is, I have no idea. But that's what I believed. Because in my head I was like, why do some young people die whenever they're young? And that's what I was convinced of. That they discovered that they were to discover the meaning of life earlier than the rest of us. Mental, I know, but it's stuck with me for my whole life. And you're probably like, well, why would they not share the meaning of life? How am I to know they don't discover it right before they die? I don't know. Why does my brain work like this? I don't know. If you could meet anyone dead or alive, who would it be? I would have loved to have met my grandfather properly. Like, we did meet, but I was a baby. I was like 4. Yeah, I think it's not the answer people want. They want a celebrity, but yeah, my Granda Joe. I would have loved to have gotten to know him better. That would be really nice, because he seems like a really nice man from all the stories I've heard. Also, I'm sorry if I missed your questions. During your stays in London, which is your favourite tourist attraction? I don't know. I'm not really into touristy stuff, to be honest. I have favourite places. I love Dalston. I've come to like even Hackney. I do like Hackney, like the actual like little proper borough, not like the outshoots. But like tourist attractions, I don't know, because I don't really do touristy stuff. Do you pay attention to your facial expressions when you're singing? No. I mean, at the start of a take, I do try to like, because I'm an over-expressive person facially. If you probably have noticed. I think if I was to go into, I try and hold back, I think is mainly what I'm trying to say here. I try to like not think about it, but also at the start of a take, remind myself just to chill out and just try and sing and be expressive that way than here. Because that's what my go-to would be. But yeah, I try not to think about it. I've explained where Beanie is, Devlin. He's with my parents. Are talent shows no longer relevant? I don't know. I know I was on one, but like I don't know. I still think there's some people out there getting discovered on them, and it's, you know, I'm glad the UK though are like having a break from X Factor, but we still have like talent shows and stuff. I think sometimes it's still really nice. Like if we didn't have talent shows, then we wouldn't have discovered people like Susan Boyle, and she's like class. What do you think of when you're singing particular songs live? So, like, the thing about emotions is they tend to obviously come back around. So, for example, if I was to do a live show tomorrow and I was singing those breakup songs or anything like that, so like When You Were Mine or Things Lost in the Fire, there's a van going past my house, those kinds of songs, I would be currently in my head thinking about the person that I just ended things with. Do you know what I mean? So everything is emotionally still relevant. I just put things to their more recent counterpart. You know? That's how I'm trying to explain it. So like I'll try and find a place in my life where the emotion is relevant to me now and then sing about it. So yeah. Also, my laptop's just died. So I do apologise if I didn't answer your question. but I feel like we've got enough in there. We're 40 minutes deep into this. So anyway, right. Moral of the story is, I'm good. Life, as crazy as it is, I'm actually in quite a good place, which is a blessing, an absolute blessing, and I will not take it for granted. So yeah. Should I talk? I was about to I'll talk about it another day. I'll talk about like the effects of making that video, the alcoholic video thing, soon. Because that has actually had quite an impact on my life. In a good way, again. But here, I'll not keep you any longer. I hope you're having a happy day and that the world is treating you the way you deserve. Alright, bye!